Hi, everybody. We are halfway through the course. We are beginning Module 3 today, and I wanted to give you a brief overview of what Module 3 will look like. So the first thing I want to mention is that when you take a look at the suggested pacing calendar and the list, you'll notice that I compacted the assignments over the course of this module. Since the first week of this module is when Thanksgiving falls, then I opted to compact the activities over the course of the days before, for the first week, the days before and after Thursday and Friday, leaving Thursday and Friday free. If you would prefer to have a break from all of your work, both school and McDaniel work on these 2 days. You certainly don't need to follow this calendar, but I did want to point out just why this calendar is set up the way it is. Uh, so to go back to the beginning, this particular module is going to focus on concepts that are taught in intermediate grades in elementary school, specifically fourth and fifth grade. We're not going to cover all of the content that fourth and fifth grade cover, because there is a fair amount of content in fourth grade geometry wise that does get covered. However, we are going to be focusing on one of the big ideas, which is angles. And in fifth grade, the creating a hierarchy of quadrilaterals and polygons. In terms of what you're going to read and do during this particular module, for the first kind of segment of it, the readings and activities all have to do with angles. One of the things that's different for the readings for this particular module in terms of angles is you are going to have a choice of one of two articles here. You do not have to read both of them. They do both relate to angles, but you can choose whether or not you want to read this first article or this second article. This second article does reference GeoGebra Interactive, which is linked there, so you can explore with it as you read the article to kind of experience what the students in the class were experiencing that the teacher was doing. In addition to doing one of these two readings, there are three computer-based interactives, one from GeoGebra, one from Toy Theater, and one from Enrich that all has to do with angles. The discussion forum, thread one, is about angle concepts. And so the angle concepts ideas that you will be talking about will relate to one of these two articles, possibly these interactives, as well as the readings from Van de Waal and Beckman that talk about angle instruction. The second chunk relates to this particular article, the role of definition. And then there is an exploratory activity in GeoGebra that relates to fifth grade content in particular. And then the role of definition is the focus on thread two. And then the final set of readings is this by Britton and Stump. But before you read this, I'm asking you to explore with one of these two quadrilateral challenges. There's a virtual option. There's also a printable option. So you can try the virtual option, but I also did provide paper so that you can print out if you like and perform the challenge here. It might be easier to do it on a piece of paper rather than on an interactive geoboard. The article does have to do with this quadrilateral challenge, which is why I'm asking you to try the quadrilateral challenge yourself first before you actually do the reading. And I think it'll put the reading into a particular context for you. Um, there is a learning log at the end of the module, and there is a Module 3 assignment. The discussion forum, there are 3 threads this time because the module assignment is shorter. It's not as in-depth, and so you'll have more time to complete threads. As I said earlier, the first thread relates to the angle readings, the second to quadrilaterals, and the third from the reading from Britton and Stump and the quadrilateral challenge. There is a learning journal required. And then finally, the Module 3 assignment. The Module 3 assignment is to create a hierarchy of three-dimensional figures. There are some links to some free sites that allow you to create mind maps, but you are welcome to use any site that you know, or Google Slides, or any tool that you're comfortable with to create the representation. You also are welcome to write a narrative to describe the um, solid shaped family tree that you're going to create, if you'd rather do that than creating like a visual model of that tree. As with the previous assignment, you are welcome to collaborate with other people you work with, as long as everybody submits their own individual assignments to be graded individually. As we go through the module, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And thank you for all of the work you've done so far. You're halfway done. And so we just have a little more to go. And so thank you for all of your hard work.